Hello my fellow board gamers, I am Taylor with Meeple Madness Review, and today we're going to be talking about Codenames Pictures. That's right, Codenames Pictures. Now, this game came out in 2016. It plays 2 to 8 plus players and takes about 15 minutes to play. The point of the game is to win, and you win by guessing the correct pictures and not guessing the wrong ones. So let's open up the box and see what's inside Codenames Pictures. Alrighty, let's see what we get. First off, we get a rulebook. Now, like every game, it does come with a rulebook. Now, this rulebook is actually really good. It has good examples, it has good illustrations, it is very thoughtfully laid out. Plus, if you have played Codenames before, since a lot of the rules are the same, really 99% of the rules are the same. It even has at the beginning, if you have played Codenames before, go to page 11. And on page 11, it tells you exactly what is different. Next we have these guys. Now this game, brand new, does come with bags that you can put its components in, which is a nice perk. Now these cards, blue, red, and white, or gray, whatever that color is. I'm going to go with gray. Now these tell you whether or not your team guessed the right card by covering up the card. If you're the blue team, you want the blue cards to show up. If you're the red team, you want the red cards to show up. And if you guess wrong, but not too wrong, you get a gray card. Now this game also comes with a whole stack. You can see them in there. A whole stack of these cards. Now, these cards tell you what you're going for, and it comes with a little stand that you can hold the card in. This gives you the layout of the board. So if you're the blue team, you're trying to get your people to guess all of the blue ones. If you're the red team, you try to get the red ones. And the grays are innocent bystanders. They're just neutral. And then there's the black square. That is the assassin. If your team gets that, you lose the game. And finally, there are a bunch of the surrealist cards. There are 2 decks of them here. Now these are just all surreal drawings. These are double-sided, which is nice, and all of the illustrations are black and white. So now, let's figure out how to play. You randomly put down a grid of picture cards that are 5 across and 4 tall. Now every picture card has a little arrow in the upper corner. Okay, that way that you make sure that they're all oriented the same way. Now you also need a certain amount of blue tokens, a certain amount of red tokens, and a certain amount of gray tokens. Now when we actually got this game we got at our local board game store. So our local board game store got promotional cards from the company. And this is my favorite. Okay? So here's a little perk about shopping locally at your local board game stores, that sometimes they get really cool things like this. They get those promos that they will throw into you for being a customer at their store. You get 1 card in the little holder. Now on this card, red is going to go first because the lights are lit up. Also, you will notice that there are 8 red marks and 7 blue marks. Now the red has 1 more because they are going first. So, people divide up into different teams, a blue team and a red team. And each team is going to have a spy master. That is the person who is going to be looking at this card and giving clues. So the spy masters are going to be here. Everyone else is going to be over there. So the spy master, starting with the team that goes first, red, is going to give their team clues to try to guess the cards on here. Now when you are giving clues are 1 word and a number. Now if I want to be really easy, I'm going to give them commitment 1. Now they are going to look at these different cards and they're going to think, okay, commitment. What card or cards matches with commitment? And I gave them that number. I gave them the number 1. Which means that there's 1 card out here that I really want them to pick. Now, if they get the card right, they can guess up to 1 more than the number I specified. Now, if you are the spy master, if you're the one giving the clues, you have to keep a straight face. And you have to say that 1 word and that 1 amount. You cannot give them any other clues. You cannot preface it with, oh, I don't think you're going to get this. You can't do that. And then somebody is going to press a card. And the card they press is the card they choose. And I put down whether it's red, blue, gray, or the assassin. If they guess the assassin, they automatically lose. The game is over. So I said commitment 1. They look here and they say, boom, commitment. I place down the card because they are right. That card is in the position that I want it to be in. Now, if they are feeling lucky, then they can say, okay, commitment. Commitment, what in here matches commitment? I am going to guess this one. Okay, because you are committing to kill people. Okay? Well, on the map, that one is blue. So you put the blue token over that card, and then it would be blue's turn because red got one wrong. The first team to guess all of their cards is the winner. If you guess the assassin, you automatically lose. And that's basically it. It is very easy to learn how to play. Okay, so what is good and what is bad about Codename Pictures? Well, let's go down my meeples. The first meeple, art. Now this game is all about art. That is the purpose of the game. You pick the right art pieces in order to progress on. And the artwork is really surreal. You have some very interesting combinations. And there is a lot of it. The only downside I would say is that all the pictures are black and white. But I'm okay with that. So as far as the artwork meeple, I'm awarding Codename Pictures the whole meeple. I'm being a little generous because the front of the box could be differentiated better. But it does all right. The next meeple, components. Now, are these components going to hold up over time? Can you play them again and again and again? Well, the components are very good quality. All of the cards are good quality. The picture cards are good. The landmine map cards are good. The tokens are good. All of the components are just good. It even comes with bags for you to put your game pieces in to keep them organized and to keep them protected while they're in the box. And that is a really nice touch. So these components are definitely going to last. So as far as the component meeple goes, I'm awarding Codename Pictures the whole meeple. Now, the gameplay, the big thing, the part that costs 2 whole meeples. Is the gameplay any good? That's entirely up to you. You see, the gameplay is such where it is a carbon copy of the original Codenames. They just use pictures instead of words, but you still only give one-word clues. You still pick a number. 99% of all the rules are identical. When a person on the front page of the rulebook, if it says, if you played Codenames before, skip to the end of the rulebook. I mean, that just tells you right there that the gameplay is the same. So if you like the original Codenames, you're going to like Codename Pictures for the gameplay because it's the exact same gameplay. Now, the actual gameplay itself, is it any good? Well, yeah, actually. It is an inventive way to involve deduction, to involve picture recognition, and it is a good way for people to interact with each other. Since you are playing on teams, and it is one team versus the other team, you have high player interaction. You have people bickering back and forth between what they know about the person giving the clues and the actual clues themselves. And overall, it is catered towards large groups of people. The only reason why it offers that 2-player option is because it wants to put it on the box. The 2-player mode kind of sucks. Really, this game is designed for 4 or more players. Below 4 players, you can do it, but it is not as fun. So as far as gameplay goes, I'm awarding Codename Pictures 1.5 meeple. Now the everything else meeple, the price, the replayability, the oomph. Is it going to hold its own on your game shelf? First, let's talk about price. Now, if you buy this at your local board game store or online, then you can expect to pay around $20 US. Now, this is a pretty good deal. Considering that this game can cater towards large amounts of people, you can definitely get your money's worth out of it. Alright, so let's talk about replayability. Now, this game comes with a lot of cards. There is 140 of these picture cards, and these picture cards are double-sided. So you get 280 different pictures. that really increases replayability. And as far as these key cards go, or as I like to refer to them, the maps of the minefield, there are 60 of these cards. Now, during any gameplay session, you're probably going to play about 4 or 5 times, so there is a lot of replayability here, which is great, and which is what you want in a party-style game. Plus, if you have the original Codenames, you can put the word cards in with the picture cards. So right there, that doubles your replayability as well. Now, the it factor, the oomph, is it going to hold its own on your game shelf? Yes and no. Yes this is a good, solid party game. It is a pretty unique game that you can pull out and that can accommodate a lot of people, and it has the high replayability. But if you have the original Codenames, that's where it gets a little dicey. You see, the picture version is just a carbon copy of the word version, except for dyslexic people, or if you have people who aren't all good at one particular language. But what I am getting at here is that it is a carbon copy, so if you have one, you really don't need the other, unless you really love Codenames or you really like abstract art. As far as competing against other party games, though, it will hold up on its own. It will only compete with itself. So as far as the everything else Meeple, I'm awarding Codenames 3/4 of a Meeple. The only reason is it does compete with itself. So with everything, with artwork, with components, with gameplay, with replayability, with price, and with the it factor, how does Codenames Pictures do? Well, according to my Meeple friends, Codenames Pictures gets 4¼ Meeples out of 5. This is a pretty solid game, and it is nice for large amounts of people. Now, the only real downside with this game is that it does compete with the original Codenames, and some people will prefer words over pictures or pictures over words. But making a carbon copy of the same game, just changing what's on the cards, is kind of a cop-out. I mean, yeah, you want to make money at it. Yeah, it's a good concept. But really, that's kind of greedy. If you like that video, go ahead and subscribe. There are honest board game reviews coming out each week. You can also check me out on YouTube.com and Facebook.com if you want more interaction, as well as to see what games are coming up and to have any input about what games are reviewed next. And until next time, I'll see you at the game table.